Good morning everybody, and welcome to the presentation of the new Ferrari Scuderia single-seater. It's a great privilege for me to welcome you all. I'd like to welcome all our guests here in the room, to our authorities, our commercial and technical partners, and of course all of you who are following us at this very moment live, both on the television and also on our internet site, Ferrari.com. Today, for all our fans throughout the world, you can also comment directly on the presentation. How? Through Twitter. Hashtag live F138, and then we'll also see some of your comments live as well. Well, we're here in Maranello, in the heart of the Ferrari, but it's the heart, the arms and the legs of Ferrari, because Maranello is everything, right from the beginning design, right through to the end product. Now, before we talk about Formula One and the Scuderia, we'd like to give you a behind-the-scenes view of what the Ferrari company is today. So we have prepared a short video for you. Now, this is a summary, obviously. As all summaries, they don't really do justice to the Ferrari, but at least it gave you a little idea. Now, something that wasn't written here that perhaps we should recall is of all the prizes that we have won, one we're very proud of, that of having won the best place to work in Europe, given by the financial terms. And this, of course, starts with the Formula One Scuderia. And, of course, to talk about the Formula One, let's have on the stage Stefano Domenicali, who is our team principal. Hi, Stefano. Hi. Good morning, everybody. Also, a very warm welcome to all of you who have come on this day, which for us is, of course, the launch of a new challenge, a new season. Now, Stefano, before I give the floor to you to start things off, I'd just like to recall one thing to put a bit of pressure on you. Ferrari, as we all know, is the most winning team, the one that from 1950 has participated in all the Formula One races and competitions. And here, too, we wanted to give you a short video on this career. Okay, now looking at these images, many thoughts come to mind. But at this particular moment, I think I can really say that what we have seen represents for us the starting point. The starting point to take up the sporting challenge this year as well. This year, with a single objective, that of increasing our history and increasing the number of wins that we have already seen up on the screen, and which we're so proud of. So we're all waiting to see the car, and we'll perhaps talk a bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, the F138. Okay, looking at it, a few things come to mind. The first, certainly, is the sense of responsibility that all of us here at Maranello, and myself first off and my colleagues, feel vis-à-vis all those people who believe in us and who give us the possibility of working in a place, an extraordinary company, which for us is gives us a great deal of pride. So we're very lucky indeed. And I don't think that anybody else at this particular point in time of economic difficulties really does have the possibility and the privilege of being able to announce the fact that we have increased the number of partners who believe in us. This certainly is a sign of great trust in us. It's a sign of trust in the team and what we represent and what we're going to do and have to do. So I'm very, very glad to welcome from China a new important partner that has decided to invest and work with us in the next few years, the Weichai Power. So thank you and welcome on the part of all of us. Welcome to Maranello. Thank you. Thank you to those of you who have decided to extend your partnership with us. Hublot, Kaspersky, TNT, they have decided to extend and broaden the partnership that they already had with us. And then obviously, I certainly don't want to forget the great companies made of great people who have always supported Ferrari right from the beginning. Philip Morris, thank you Maurizio and all your men and your whole company. Thank you Shell, that has always worked and has given us more horsepower, and we're going to ask for more in the coming seasons to continue this partnership. Santander as well. In the last few years, it's a key partner for us. Nor do I want to forget all the others who, as you see, are so many that we have decided to dedicate the space they deserve, because without them, from a technical and commercial point of view, our situation would be very different indeed. Now, we've come from a season which, from an emotional point of view, has been intense, to say the least. Coming second at the last race is always difficult. From an emotional point of view, it's difficult. But we've already forgotten those things which left us a bit of regret last year. And we have started this year improving on the positive aspects of the reliability, for example, that we gave, the strategies during the race, which was excellent. I talk about the work of fine-tuning, which has always been fantastic at the pit stops. These are the things that allow us to look forward to this new season, which will be difficult, of course. The machine this year has started from a different work organization. We anticipated this. We had two working groups, one that looked at this year's work, and the second, which is going to look to the design, the complex design of 2014. We've introduced key resources, ad hoc resources, to bring to Maranello know-how that we have to have and keep a window on the world. But we've also used Maranello people, and in fact who have merited being pushed forward, and we hope that we will be able to extend to them our thanks. As you can see, this car is an evolution from last year's car. This because the regulations have not changed, and therefore from this point of view you can see from the shapes, the car that we are presenting today certainly is the first step towards a car that certainly will be different, slightly different when we come to the first race in Australia. The evolution that we have developed is to maximize the high performance area of the car, and from this point of view the coming tests, which will start next week in fact in Jerez, we will at these tests immediately be there, not trying to get performance immediately, but to check out the things that we have defined in the simulator and that we have prepared in our technical offices. As you know, the choice to develop this car in a different wind tunnel to the Maranello wind tunnel, and the fact that we have decided to invest in a new structure for the Formula One in Maranello, well, all these two things means that our company is very much attentive to the short-term performance requirements, but also we have a long view on the future investments that are necessary to remain at the pinnacle of the Formula One world. And from this point of view, a few weeks ago we started the work site that will allow all the sporting team and personnel to have a new headquarters. This will be ready in 2 years. And this is what we saw in that first video at the very beginning of the presentation. But anyway, coming back to now, the key objective that we must have is that of immediately delivering a competitive car to our drivers. Unfortunately, in recent years, we have, during the winter, unfortunately not been able to get to the beginning of the season right on the top of what we were doing, unlike other competitors. So we have tried to look at our work organization to improve on this and to be much more effective, especially in the preparation of these coming weeks. So our objective in this sense is to give our drivers a car which will allow them to compete right from Australia. As you can see, this is an evolution, and certainly as the other competitors will do, we will be furthering this development in the tests. So over and above the question of the team, and here I'd like to talk about the team, I'd like to call upon Felipe to come up. Felipe, who will be a driver in the season that saw him really a protagonist in the second half of the season last year. And I'd like to call upon Fernando. And I have to say, we've said so many things and talked about so many things in the last season, his incredible season. So our objective as a team is to give them, as I say, a car that can really allow them to shine through and to show the real characteristics that they have. Now, Felipe and Fernando, there are already people that are asking many questions, so we'll ask you a couple of questions. Even in the US, the questions are coming through. For Felipe, yesterday, somebody said, oh, okay, our young veteran. In fact, this is the 8th season with Ferrari. And the 8th presentation, I mean, do you get used to it? Does it become routine, or is it always an emotional moment? Well, I feel, in fact, that even if I've been here for many years as an official driver, even before, in fact, I was the first young driver, for example, that Ferrari believed in right from the beginning when I still wasn't in Formula One. So it gives me great, great pleasure to be here for the 8th championship with Ferrari. Every presentation, in fact, gives you a new feeling, a new sensation. And I'm very, very happy with this car, looking at it. I think that we have thought of many things, many important things here. And I hope that my feelings are the right ones and that we'll be able to have many victories and bring 2 titles at the end of the championship. This is what we're thinking about. This is what we're concentrating on. Thank you, Felipe. Fernando. Stefano was saying before that the car is an evolution because the regulations haven't really changed. A very competitive season, that of last year. How do you expect this year? Is it going to be even more keen, more aggressive? Hi, everybody. No, I think it'll be very difficult to repeat what we saw last year with 7 winners in the first 7 races. I think that it really was a one-off with the new rules and the Formula One, which is somewhat different. Now, with things a bit more stabilized, we saw at the end of the season, in fact, the top teams emerged. The teams that emerged and which have won in the last few years. They came through, and so I think it would be highly unlikely that we'll have 7 races, 7 winners. I think there'll be 2 or 3 teams, in other words, that will practically win all the races. And the objective, of course, is that we've got to be one of them teams. Now, thank you. Another question before we go on. Stefano said, in fact, we saw Felipe at the end of the season really coming forward. And I'd like to ask you, are you all geared up for the tests that are going to start next week? Yes, I'm ready. I'm really focused. I've been training every day recently to prepare the test sessions and the shakedown sessions that we're going to have in the week in Jerez. The second part of the championship last year was an evolution, an improvement, and a growth. And also, I increased my concentration, and for me, this is just the beginning of 2013. Of course, I hope to continue like this, strong, focused, in a championship in which everybody starts with 0 points. So we're going to try and get as many points as possible, be really strong and come through in the competition, be competitive from the beginning to the end, not from halfway through onwards. So this is something that I'm really focused on achieving. Thank you, Felipe. Fernando, with regard to tests, until Barcelona, you're not going to touch the F138. Can you resist not touching it, not touching the car? No, I'll follow the tests with great interest, and all the information that comes back from Jerez, of course, I'll be looking at. And in these last few weeks, and in the next few weeks, I'll certainly be concentrating on preparing the championship. We were very busy in December, and in the first part of January, up to a week ago, in fact, we were very much involved with this. So I think it's right to step back and prepare a bit so that I'm 100% from Australia right through to Brazil. And then also we're very lucky in this team to have a real good entente amongst us. We trust each other implicitly, and we have a team, an extended team, and Pedro, Felipe, well, they're the same because we're just one person. Thank you. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you, Fernando. And talking about the team, I'd like to thank you. Would you like to take your seats, please? And I ask you to put your hands together for the whole team of Ferrari. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best. Okay. In the last few days, can I say something? The film went off immediately, but this is the great thing about being live. But in the last few days, we had and marked the 10th anniversary of the death of somebody who is very, very important to us, Maranello, and we have developed a video in memory of him.